All the latest videos, celebrity interviews, and what's happening in the charts.
This week's special guest is Placebo, and the video of the week comes from Fun-Loving Criminals. That's Videotech, Thursday, 6:30.
Thursday.
Market.
More outrageous comedy.
Table for one. Next one.
It's not one. It's not one.
Next one.
Television's bad boys of belly laughs. Gareth and Norman, better known as Hale and Pace. Thursday at 9:30 on ITV.
Well, next this afternoon, we'll be joining John Suchet at ITN for the latest news headlines.
How do babies become big kids? They practice what big kids do. That's why we invented Pull Ups practice pants. They're just like big kids' pants. So with your help, he can practice to keep his pants dry. Until...
Mummy, wow!
Practice makes perfect with Pull Ups.
You know how kids love getting their clothes muddy? It's a new Mud and Daz challenge. What do you think, Mum? Do you think the new Daz will get rid of the mud?
Maybe. I don't know, because, I mean, the socks are the worst thing, aren't they? They get all the dirt and the sweat and everything.
OK, get your socks off and we'll put them in.
Get your kit off.
And we'll see what happens. OK, then. So the moment of truth.
Go on, then, let's get one each.
What do you think?
Well, I'm shocked.
How shocked?
Mega. It's so white. I'm gobsmacked. These were caked in mud. I just can't believe it.
You sure?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
New Daz. No more muddy whites. All right? All right.
And now a programme outlook from ITV.
This Thursday, we're anticipating wild storms all across the 8:30 region. This unsettled weather will persist for 30 minutes, and the only bright patch will be Richard Madeley. This will be followed by 7 days of doom and gloom. And the outlook, we're predicting widespread viewing figures for all of ITV, but with a lesser risk on other channels.
For a more detailed outlook, turn to ITV this Thursday at 8:30.
In just under 5 minutes, the latest news from here in the Carlton region. First, we join John Suchet at ITN.
Good afternoon. President Clinton is today battling to stop the White House sex scandal from sinking his presidency. He now has to respond to Monica Lewinsky's decision to testify that they did have an affair, something he has always denied.
At the White House, the damage control teams have again been working overtime, trying to put the best possible spin on yesterday's announcement that after 6 months, Monica Lewinsky has been given what she'd always wanted, full immunity to tell her side of the relationship she claims she had with the president. From the president's spokesman, a surprising reaction to the deal.
I think that he's pleased that things are working out for her.
The sources inside the independent prosecutor's office have let it be known that Monica Lewinsky will now testify that she had a sexual relationship with the president. She'll also say they discussed ways of covering it up. Significantly, Monica Lewinsky will not say that Bill Clinton told her to lie on oath. Her version of their relationship will without doubt contradict what the president has said, but the damage control team at the White House appear to be hoping that this will ultimately come down to a case where he says one thing and she says another, and they can show their man is a more reliable witness. For independent prosecutor Kenneth Starr, the emphasis now is on getting the president to testify as soon as possible. White House lawyers are still playing for time, an argument that will continue today. Paul Davis, ITN, Washington.
There's been criticism today of government plans to restrict some defendants' right to trial by jury, forcing them to be tried by magistrates instead. Lawyers say the current system shouldn't be tampered with.
It's a system in which there is enormous public confidence, and whereas magistrates do an excellent job, the fact remains that they are, to an extent, open to the charge of being case-hardened, and certainly would be more reluctant and slower to doubt the word of the police, for example, where an issue arose as between the defendant and the police.
The controversial care in the community policy is to be radically reformed. A new task force has been set up to make sure mentally ill people get more support and don't become a danger to the public.
Centres like this one in the West Midlands, run by the National Schizophrenia Federation, could now become more common under the government's plans to revamp care in the community. To make sure no mentally ill patient can in future fall through the net of care, the government announced today it'll conduct a full review of the Mental Health Act. It'll also provide 24-hour support for patients with helplines and crisis teams, and make more hospital beds available for the acutely ill. There'll also be new powers for authorities to make sure patients take the medication they need.
Though ministers have said today what changes they want to make, they haven't said how quickly they'll be introduced or how much money will be given to pay for them. It's thought about £1 billion will be made available, but that won't be confirmed until the autumn. Helen Wright, ITN, at the Department of Health.
Manchester United and Liverpool were today put firmly at the bottom of the league when it comes to looking after disabled fans. The Football Task Force said they were failing to provide adequate facilities at their stadiums for wheelchair users. Wales have turned to Graham Henry, an assistant coach with the All Blacks, to become the new coach of their rugby union team. The New Zealander has signed a 5-year contract. And the Scottish international footballer John Collins has joined Everton from the French club Monaco. The 30-year-old cost £2.5 million. Finally, it's the 50th anniversary of a remarkable Olympic Games, 1948 in London at Wembley, the first since the war. Some of the athletes who performed are at Wembley this afternoon, including the sprinter who became known as the Flying Dutchwoman. We'll report 5:40.